Hey guys, welcome back. We mentioned a couple lectures back how important it was to ensure that the basic needs of employees are met. When your teammates feel satisfied that they can do their work without any barriers, it's a good feeling. One of those barriers may, in fact, be your leadership style. If you're a micromanager, you're too hands off, employees might not be sure exactly how to go about doing their day-to-day work. Leadership should be about providing guidance, not setting limits. So with that in mind, I want to talk about a motivational strategy that can be pretty powerful for teams, and that is to empower them through accountability. Now, accountability means your team takes responsibility for the tasks they've taken on or have been assigned, and they're responsible for hitting any goals that have been set. In many cases, leaders and managers set the goals, they divide up the tasks, and they oversee how work gets done. But when a team is given the responsibility to do this for themselves, some pretty cool things can actually happen. Employees feel more trusted when they're given responsibility. When leaders tell you, okay, you decide how to complete this task, many people feel empowered by that. And when your leader shows trust in you, you're going to trust them right back. Employees might also feel free to exercise more creativity. When workers feel like they own a task, they might be more willing to try new ways of approaching a solution, and some might not stop until they've succeeded. Teammates will hold each other responsible as well. Even when workers feel like they own a project, they know they still need to get results. So some teammates will naturally take on leadership type roles, checking up on and encouraging each other to hit milestones, or they'll offer help when it looks like they need it. So how can you, as a leader, create an environment where teams feel like they truly own their work without relinquishing all your managerial power? Now, there is a balance you want to maintain. You still need to be in charge, but you don't want to be a barrier. So here's what you could do. Number one, involve your team earlier in the planning process. Instead of making all the plans and then handing it over to your team, get your team involved. Include as many people as you need to review ideas and smooth out any processes or clarify any goals. For example, if you're developing a platform, maybe you've got one or two talented senior developers who could make smart decisions for the rest of the team. However you do this, teams that help make their own plans usually believe more in them and are motivated to follow them. Number two, explain how each teammate's work will impact the overall project. We noted a couple lectures back how often workers feel unappreciated at their jobs. Part of that is feeling like a boss doesn't notice their impact on the project. So use a project kickoff meeting, one where you gather everybody involved and run down the list of how each and every person is expected to contribute. When leaders recognize how and why each person will be involved, it helps team members feel welcome and appreciated. And it confirms that, yes, the boss knows you exist. Number three is use technology to track performance. Leaders shouldn't get in the way of people doing work, but you still need to monitor progress. In some cases, you could use platforms to track progress or output. Project management platforms like Asana could be used to provide some structure, making it easier to see what's going on at any given moment. But make sure your team has access to these tools as well at the start. Let them see what's expected, and then through the process, allow them to monitor their own progress and see if they're hitting their own milestones. In most cases, you can attach names to specific tasks and make it clear who's responsible for what. It might feel like gamifying the process where you've got a percentage or a goal to hit, but that's also just another motivator for some people. Some of them might enjoy the challenge. So get your team involved in projects early on and recognize how each person will make an impact, and then use tools so that you and your team can monitor and optimize their progress. By doing these things, you'll motivate them to take ownership of their work and work together to accomplish goals. In our next lectures, we'll talk about how you can motivate specific kinds of teams, including teams that have creative goals and other teams like virtual teams. See you then.